Hello,
Hey,
FlossTube.
FlossTube. It's Renee,
Jennifer.
and this is Gazelle's Needlework. It's our channel about cross stitch, and if you're just joining us, thank you for watching. And if you're a returning subscriber, we appreciate your support and hope you'll stay with us. And today we're in
Utah.
We're at Stitch West. We are with Deb and Keph. It's just gonna smile and not say anything.
I just have to say this. I don't know where to look on the camera. My eyes keep going that way, and I think I'm supposed to be looking right there.
We'll figure it out.
But this is the fourth take,
so we're gonna go on.
I'm gonna look lost. Okay. So you're gonna tell the highlights of Stitch West.
Well, the highlight is the main draw for us was Deb and Keph of Snug Harbor Crafts. They are the organizers, the hosts for the retreat here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And this is our first time in Utah. I'm very chapped. I've been reapplying lip balm multiple times. This is a beautiful area, mountains, and we're even getting some snow, and being from the deep south, we don't see that very often. But the highlight was meeting Deb and Keph from Snug Harbor Crafts. They are just so uplifting and positive, and we
were hoping some of that positivity would rub off on us.
Well, it's just they have such a good spirit, and we enjoy listening to them, listening to their FlossTube, and we knew that anything that they did would be, really fun and uplifting, and we wanted to be a part of that. So have flown here to do that. Jen is my sister, and I live in Alabama. We're both born in Alabama. I still live in Alabama. I live on the Gulf Coast, and Jen is now living in Santa Rosa, California. And so we get together probably about once a month and attend a retreat, so that we can spend time together and be with other stitchers, other needleworkers. Another highlight of our weekend was our table mates, so we want to give a shout out to them. Mary and Debbie, Kathy and her mom, the party animal, and Heather and her mom, Suzanne, and also Leslie LaFleur from Under the Sea Fabrics, and Rika.
Oh yeah, Rika from House of Stitch and Stash, and we got some of her beautiful project bags.
This was a pre-order, and also got
she did one for the Utah retreat. Ooh.
Right, which we did that ahead of time.
She does great work. And so you got the stash in here.
Yeah, that came from the freebie table that they had organized.
The stash did, not the bag.
Right.
And I got that from Rika. Wizard of Oz. Sorry. And I got a Utah bag.
And this is one that has kind of like a little needlework, a little cross-stitch pattern to it. And bees. And I like to do samplers, and it kind of reminded me of a sampler.
Okay.
And also wanted to thank Brenda from she's a handwork maniac on FlossTube, and she serged fabric for anyone who brought it to the retreat, and did that for free. And I'll have pictures and highlights from the weekend and a photo collage at the end.
Oh, and you said they're two floss tubers. Excuse me. Rika is, and so is Brenda. You mentioned
Right.
their
No,
channel.
I did not mention Rika's. Rika House of Stitch and Stash. She also has a FlossTube under the same name.
House of Stitch and Stash. And if you're interested in her bags, I believe the way she sells them is on Instagram. She'll post them every so often. I guess you just tell her, me please, and she'll, I guess, send you a PayPal or something like that.
And there were several big surprises for the weekend that Deb and Keph had worked up for us. And I would say the first and foremost would be these ornaments. Jumping, you want to talk about those?
Okay. I'm sorry. This is Jorden. Jorden, she has a FlossTube station with her mother, and it's called Basic Stitches. We have little notes in case we go squirrel. But she designed a special ornament for the retreat, Snug Harbor Crafts. And so we actually get 3 patterns with this. And Debbie kitted up the Snug Harbor Crafts retreat and separated the floss and everything for us for a little goodie. And let's see what else.
Sure, see that really good.
And then do we show this now?
Uh-huh.
Oh, we should have taken it out of the package.
And actually, Basic Stitches, the FlossTube channel,
It's
it's
for
3 generations. 3 generations of women in a family who host that show.
So Jorden, she has an Etsy shop, the Little Stitch Girl, where you can order. We're going to show some more of her patterns too with our haul.
Right, and at the end we're going to have
Our first giveaway.
A first giveaway, and we have 2 patterns that we'll show that are recent releases, and one of them actually is just being released this week.
And they're patterns that Jorden designed. Yeah. Okay. So this is a little hoo-ha from Debbie. Her chalk couture. So cute.
And actually, Debbie has a chalk couture Etsy shop.
Right, Snug Harbor Crafts.
I've ordered from her before, and they're wonderful, and they're really not expensive. And so we'll put a link to her Etsy shop. So I'll put information about that. And by the way, the patterns that we have that we'll show you later are autographed by Jorden. We got her to autograph those for you. And so then...
I participated in the smalls. Renee, maybe she can put a picture of the small I gave.
Yes, with your exchange partner. Yeah.
And insert a picture of me and the person who got my small, which was one of the Basic Stitches girls, Jaylyn. And anyway, it was a little ornament that I did, and I got mine. She was sitting at my table, Suzanne, and she was here with her daughter. I love my little pin pillow. She did a great job.
Gorgeous.
So thank you, Suzanne. And she finished it herself. She said she watched Vanna's finishing tutorial several times and then made this. So it's very nice. And we ate one piece of this.
It was good.
It's Bluebird Candy, Logan, Utah. It's delicious. And she gave me a little scissors and two little needle minders, a little pumpkin and a little female skeleton. Can't really see it. And too bright.
There.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
So thank you. I'll put my hoo-ha in there too.
And another thing it was several ladies' birthdays, and so 2 birthday cakes were brought in, and one of those people was Keph. Keph. So happy birthday, Keph. And we'll talk about her haul at the end of the video, but Keph actually picked up a Nora Corbett and started it on her birthday, which I want to see that finished at StitchCon, Keph. We want to hear you ring that bell. Anyway, now we're going to talk about what we worked on. There were people who got a lot accomplished and a lot of stitching accomplished. Most of those ladies and pretty much everyone at our table were from the area and were either from, most of them within a very short drive of where the retreat was held. So they tended to get more stitching done. Jen and I and other people who came from further away, who had not been and not really been to some of the shops in the area, because we were going wild because we had 3 really great places to shop. And for us, well, for me, I don't have anything, so, and most of my shopping I have to do online or when I go to a retreat. So we were in heaven, and we're going to share some of that. We're going to save it to the end of our video so that you can either stay with us, and it's really pretty fabulous if you want to watch it. But if not, you can just move on to your next great FlossTube. So we'll start by showing, you want to show what you worked on?
Okay. Oh, let's see. I started this, and I know how much Keph loves her ABCs.
Yeah, that's their next smalls. That's your next gift. We're going to give that to you at StitchCon.
But this is, I only got that much done. I learned at StitchCon you don't need to bring anything with a lot of color changes or that's too difficult, so, or you'll miss it.
Yeah, the best part is meeting people and talking, networking, and you know, I feel like personally I could do stitching at home, and if I had a shop nearby and I was meeting regularly, and I had that in the past, and I got a lot more stitching done. But you know, it's a really a treat, and when I get to go now, so I'm mostly going for the companionship and getting to experience some new shops, some brick and mortar shops. So I'll show what I did. Let's see. And my advice, if you've not been to a retreat, is don't take too much. If you're going to one and you don't go regularly, take something that doesn't require a lot of concentration. I wouldn't take a really big project, and don't take too much. So I took 2 projects. How many did you take total?
I think I might have had 3, but just worked on 1.
Right, same here. And I'll show you what I worked on this primarily. Now it looks, this is actually, this is a Brenda Gervais. It is One for the Crow. Whoop. One for the Crow. This is a pin pillow, but it is actually, these are both pin pillows. This is actually pretty large. It's over 100 stitches. So when it's worked up, and one of the shops we went into had it framed, I mean, it's pretty large. And this is stitched on 32 count, I believe it's Glenshee linen over 1. And I still have the birds to put in. I've got a couple of flowers, And then if I want to trim it with the mugwort, so the names of some of the herbs and all around. And then I'll be finished with this. I do plan on doing this second one. I'm also going to stitch that over one. It should be smaller, a lot smaller. And I plan on making that into a fob, a matching fob. So we love crows, and so if you watch our channel, you're probably going to see a few crows. Jennifer actually has some crows in her yard quite a bit when I go.
I have crows instead of chickens.
And they're pretty. So that's primarily what I worked on. I did, I took this is part of Halloween Hawk Run. And it's Carriage House samplings. I love all the Hawk Run series. I made the decision to start in the middle because this is the largest block, obviously. And I felt like if I started in a corner and I saved that biggest chunk for last, I might get discouraged. So I just decided to tackle that one first. And that's just the start on that. And this is 40 count. I usually leave my tags. This, I know it's a picture of this plus linen, but you'll be seeing me work on this more. So I'll give that information. And usually the picture of this, usually the Carriage House samplings call for silks, and this one calls for DMC, only DMC. So that's what I'm using. And you'll see more of that in the future, but didn't touch it this time. All right, and then do you want to show your other whips or finishes?
Okay.
What's that finishes?
So you'll have pictures at the end of the brag table.
Yeah.
Everybody had brought some very beautiful things.
You want to show what you did?
So she'll have to put those pictures in the end. But this is, I think she's so cute. It's Witchiepoo by Teresa Kovac.
I love her. Teresa.
And one of the ladies that I sat with at the Arkansas retreat finished this for me. She's a finisher. Tammie Latimer. And she has a little Etsy shop too.
It's VintageStitchers. Or
VintageStitchers. But she finished
I'll put
this
a
for
link
me.
at the end.
I think
and she was on mentioned in our last video.
I think
too.
she said she watched Vanna's videos too, and she used to own a crow. Excuse me, that was half crow, half cross stitch coming out of my mouth. She used to own a cross stitch store, and so she still finishes too, I think. But anyway,
That's so cute.
she did a great job, and I've got another one for you that I want similar. I need to send it to you to finish.
She's gonna stitch me one.
Maybe. She was a real fun stitch and real quick. All you had to do was, outline it and then fill it in. And
I really love that. Anyway, there were some really phenomenal pieces on the brag table. I mean,
now go ahead.
Gorgeous ones. And I will have that at the end of the video. I'll have, shots from the weekend, and I will definitely include some of the magnificent pieces that were on that brag table.
Oh, this, I did not do this. I bought this from one of the shops we went to, and it was already finished, a little Lizzie Kate. A little shop model. I thought that was cute. I figured I might forget about it if it's behind me. Alright, so, some of my whips. Whips, then finishes. I should have finished this here because I only had a few little vines to do. But, Plum Street. And sorry I didn't take it out of the plastic. That's a glare. Okay.
And what's it called?
It is Sampler House 4 from Plum Street's samplers. So I started this at StitchCon, which wasn't a great idea. But I didn't do too much at StitchCon, but I finished it up. And I want to get it framed.
It's beautiful. Beautiful fall colors.
Okay. I thought I ran out of one of the thread colors, and when I was packing up to come to this retreat, I found the thread that I thought I was out of, and I could have had it finished. But anyway. Okay, this is what I want to have finished, similar to the other. I know everybody knows what this is, with a needle and thread. I forgot to bring the pattern. But all I got to do on her is finish the little acorn necklace.
And what is the name of it?
I think it's called Boo
to You. Boo to You.
A lot of people are doing it.
Yes.
And my fabric is, sometimes I'll know the fabric, sometimes I won't. I try to keep the tag on. But it's 32 count winter brew. I think she's so cute.
She is. Buffalo checks really in.
And
Really?
yeah. And this is, I like Brenda Gervais. One of her new Halloween ones. Did I bring this pattern?
Oh, that's the kitty cat.
I forgot what this is called, but it's a Brenda Gervais.
It's the cat.
The cat. I think it's called Batty. Something Batty. Gone Batty. I don't know. It's a new Halloween pattern of hers, of with that needle and thread.
And what fabric is that? Is that Kermit?
Oh,
And
this,
what thread
no,
count? What count?
This is 32 count linen, but it's color and cotton,
Oh, okay.
and I don't know. I want to say like avocado or something. Sorry.
And what did you use? What fabric did you use for the last piece you showed? Was it that was an
Winter's Brew. Winter's Brew. This was on Ada. The Plum Street is Regency Ada 14 count.
And there's some really beautiful Adas too.
It's real soft and pretty.
Picture this plus.
This picture
really,
this plus
really
yeah.
has some beautiful colors.
So I love Ada too. I have lots of Ada. Oh, these are finishes. This is one of Priscilla Blaine's. It was a small to her. Can't remember the names of anything today. You know, her Chalk Full series. She had the jar with the pumpkins. You remember we just did it at the Arkansas retreat, and this was a small.
It was on our last video. We talked a lot about it. In fact, we showed our finish. It was a
and this was a trick or treat from Priscilla and Chelsea for the people at the retreats, and she had it finished on like a mason jar lid, and I hope to try to do that.
also a picture of that on our last video.
And this fabric, shoot, I'll have to write down the names.
I think, is it Shadow?
No, Dusk,
Okay.
I think. Okay, I know a lot of people's worked on this. Hands-on design. Boop, boop, boop. The pumpkins. Autumn skies. So, let's see. Did that. So is this going to show up backwards?
No, I think we'll
Okay.
be fine.
Okay. And then I need
We just don't know where to look.
I need to send this to Tammie to do as a pillow. Okay.
Okay.
And that's all my finishes. Now what?
So now we'll talk about the giveaway. We'll show the two patterns from Jorden,
Oh, okay.
little stitch girl.
Aren't they right here?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so fall, y'all.
Little buffalo check pumpkin.
Wait.
There we go. There we go. Yeah.
And we got her to sign them. And then this, she is.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What'd you do?
No, I was thinking, oh, we're not supposed to show it. But this won't be up until after.
She's going to release this right before we show this video.
Right.
She's going to release it Sunday night, and this video won't be
posted
till afterwards, because she was going to show this is just now coming out. So this is going to be our giveaways. And what we want to know is what is your favorite holiday movie? It can be Halloween or Christmas, but one of those, like every season you have to watch. Like one of my favorite Halloween movies is Hocus Pocus, and like every Christmas I have to see, Chevy Chase, The Christmas Vacation.
Same here. So we have a lot. Same favorite movies. But, as usual, don't say giveaway. Please, you need to be 18 years old so that we can get your address to mail it to you. Choose one or the other of these. Oh, and please be a subscriber. Not necessary, but we would appreciate it. And, but choose one of these. Say either fall for Happy Fall, y'all, or frost.
Yeah.
For Frost House. And that's it. And then we'll give it away in our next video, which we will shoot in
probably 2 weeks.
What we're going to do, a couple of weeks. We will be at
Acorns and Threads. Yep.
And this will be the fall fling.
She's going to fly out to Santa Rosa, and we're going to have a road trip from Santa Rosa, California to Portland, Oregon. I think it might take us 10 hours, but I heard it's a beautiful drive, and I'd like to check it out.
So we're looking forward to that, and looking forward to meeting a lot of the ladies.
Watch that hang out there, Bendy Stitchy and Pretty Southern and Janine, the shop owner, and who else? Two Martini Stitcher if you're there. I think Java Girl Stitches is supposed to go, and Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher, and I know I'm probably leaving somebody off. Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. I like watching Olivia. So we're really excited.
All right, and so now we're gonna go over the haul portion of our video, and then don't forget at the very end we're gonna have a photo collage of highlights from the weekend, some photos and videos. And we'll include some shots of the shops, the brick and mortar shops that we went to. One was not a brick and mortar shop. It was actually the three that we went to. The first one was Shepherd's Bush, and I have stitched a number of Shepherd's Bush things. Some really big projects, and I'd like to show some of those. I'm in the hotel room, so I don't have any of those to show you tonight, but I've stitched for years. I've stitched Shepherd's Bush, and I've done a couple of stockings for Jennifer's kids, and I'm going to do one for my great niece, and we'll show that in a minute. But anyway, we went to Shepherd's Bush, and then Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. And then lastly, we went to the Stitchery Express, which is a mail order.
Yeah, I guess it's similar to 123 Stitch, a warehouse that she does a lot of mail orders, and we're not quite sure of the details, but we heard that she has like an online or Facebook show every week, and I think it's where's that card? We'll list everything.
We'll list everything in the description on our page on the FlossTube channel. So we'll put all the details there so that you'll have that on all of these stores. And so that if you see something that you're interested in, you'll know how to contact them and place an order with them. But let's start with, so if you want to check out at this point, thank you for bearing with us. And I know we've been trying to look all over the place, trying to figure out. And don't know why that is. We haven't had that problem in the past, but I don't know. It was strange. We couldn't figure it out, so we had to move on with the show. But hopefully you'll be back, and we appreciate you joining us. And if you're here for the haul section, we have quite a bit of haul. So we'll start with Shepherd's Bush. Jen, you want to start with what you had?
Okay. They had wonderful customer service, I have to say that. And it's going to be like Christmas now because I kind of forgot what all I picked out. But this was so cute how they packaged everything. It's a little sheet. Can you see?
That's their logo.
A little sheet.
It says, sheet.
Have a great fall, you all. We've got a little pretty ribbon. Okay, they gave me a needle. Needle.
We had several projects that used some needles like we haven't used before, not our typical needles.
One thing that everything's packaged up so nicely. One thing I liked is for like their little small patterns, they would have little. I'm not gonna take all this out, but little pieces of fabric tied up together that had the label of the pattern
already pre-cut.
Yeah, and they'd say like
specific projects.
32 count or whatever, and it goes with such and such chart.
Right.
And they had like their own patterns, the shepherd's bush with a little kitted up too. They got this so wrapped pretty, I don't want to take everything out. I got a needle minder that looks like a bottle cap with a little boy bobbing for apples. I got a pair of scissors. Just little Christmas scissors. Prairie Schooler Witching Hour. Got some little blackbird designs.
I had that one. Quite often we pick out the same patterns. I have that one too. She'll get hers stitched first.
And then
I bought that one
tonight.
Oh, tonight I did.
Okay.
Yep.
And they had a model of this, and she was so stinking cute.
Oh yeah.
Candy corn. I've never seen this before. This is with a needle and thread. But she was so cute.
And what is it called?
Candy corn.
Candy corn.
Candy corn. And I had the companion piece to this, the La-Di-Da Toll and Trouble.
Now, have you stitched the other one
No.
yet? Okay.
But I've been carrying it in my bag. It's the boot, the witch's boot with the striped socks. I guess I need to start stitching Christmas soon and put away Halloween. At the last retreat we went to, we had the little casket that goes with this.
The Leela May Halloween Queens. We had the little casket, so.
And I love all these little hooplas by Brenda Gervais.
Yeah. Of course, they had the model, and it was so cute.
Mm-hmm. And I got the little ribbon and the little. I'm going to try to do it on a hoop. And this was really neat. They had what do you call this? Burlap?
Jute. They
Jute.
called it jute,
Okay.
but it's burlap.
So they couldn't find the pattern, but it's a picture of a big crow with a sunflower, and it was kind of like made like a flag with tassels on the bottom. So I can't wait. They're supposed to order the pattern and send it to me, but it's oh, what do you call these?
Those pearl cotton.
Pearl cotton.
Number 3. I've stitched with number 5, but number 3, they explained to me, is actually a thicker fiber. So I can't wait to stitch with that. And I don't know if
They
you've
gave me
ever
a big old needle.
stitched on some really chunky fabric like this with pearl cotton, but it's fun and it works up really fast. So it could be a little tiny piece that will work, work up really large. And there's a picture of this at the end of the video. We'll have with the shepherd bush photos or video. We'll have a picture of what Jen's talking about.
Okay, so we'll do one store at a time. You show
Okay.
your shepherd's
And-
bush.
There's my cute little sheet. Spooky Stitches from Shepherd's Bush. And all this ladies descended on them in big batches, and I don't know how they kept from being overwhelmed, but they were very patient with us and helped every one of us and would pull our threads for us and just
They had fabulous cupcakes too, chocolate cupcakes, and somebody said they always have
Yeah,
treats
gourmet.
when you walk in the door.
gourmet cupcakes.
So they always have cookies or some kind of baked goodie.
So this is more of the jute. Let's see what that's like.
So tell them what they had on that.
And I have 2 projects actually. They had a Prairie Schooler Santa. Watch out, there's a couple of those big nails, very large needles in there. They had this. This is Santa's Revisited 1990, 1994, and 2005 Schooler Santas. And they had the one with the sunflower stitched on the jute with the pearl cotton number 3. Here they are, the thick fibers that I talked about. And look how big the needle is. She said this is a size 14 needle. I mean, it's like a nail. It's huge. And she gave, they gave this to us for free. And there's also another needle here from, wait, I may be getting those confused. I don't know, but two large needles. There it is. Okay. And they just gave those to us. And I'm scared I'm going to sit on that because that's just like something I do. And the other thing I'll show, I knew before I went there I wanted to get some more stockings. I have a great niece now, and I would like to stitch her a shepherd's bush stocking. And this is the one I chose. And they have, oh gosh, more than 20. I would say probably about 30 different ones to choose from. And this is, which one is this? This is Lois's stocking. And they're quite large. And they're so much fun. And they are also stitched on, I don't know that it's called jute. I'm sure someone can tell us in the comments. But this uses pearl cotton, but it's a little bit smaller fiber, a little bit thinner fiber than what was used on the big jute. It's pearl cotton number 5, and I have stitched with pearl cotton number 5 a few times, and it's fun just to do that, and you can do it with any pattern. Here's what the fibers look like, though. Let's see. And the lighting in here, we're in the hotel room, and it's dark, and there's not much we can do about that. But they always have little charms, and to me that's most of the fun in it, is when you get to the end and you get to sew all the little charms and beads on. That's so much fun. Oops. Don't want to lose those needles. And again, gave me needles. These are, I think, probably 22s. I think that's what I've used before. And let's go other needles. So,
Yep.
and I won't take all the threads out of the other stocking I got. I picked this one up first. Oop. She gave me the name of a finisher for the stockings. The other 2 stockings I've stitched, that was connected to the my former local needlework store, and they closed over a decade ago, so I have no one to do it. So she gave me the name of a finisher for the stockings, and I'll be happy to include that in our show notes in the description. And here was the other one. This one is Charlene's stocking. And there's all the stuff, and there's the needle that they gave us. And then I'm probably one of the last people to pick up A Murder of Crows.
I've got that.
La-di-da. Yeah, she'll have it stitched before I will, that's for sure. And then, oh, this is for a small that I'll share later. I picked up some fabric and threads, and we know from Brenda and the Serial Starter that it's now the law that you must pick up some kind of memento from the shops you visit or from your retreats. And this is the Shepherd's Bush sheep. It's their logo or their emblem. And so this is a little thread keep. That'll be a memento, and maybe when I stitch my stockings, I'll use that to remember it. And
I got one of those too.
Did you get the same one?
A scissor fob. Mine had a sheep on it with a Halloween hat and a little pumpkin under the sheep.
That's a little snowman. So I thought I would use that when I try to remember what those go to. Anyway. And that's the end of our Shepherd's Bush haul. And so, Jen, you want to talk about?
I don't know. I have trouble remembering the name of this.
We have such a hard time.
The craft.
We want to rename that shop. We loved it.
Craft Center of Fine Stitchery.
But we have a hard time remembering that. Craft Center of Fine Stitchery.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a beautiful store. And you go ahead. You show what you got.
The ladies were really nice.
They were very nice.
Bright and cheerful.
It was a beautiful store.
Okay.
And they had some really unique
Okay,
gifts.
so yeah, that's where I got this. They had several models for sale. And this was just something little that I could take for. They had one big huge model. I would have bought it if I could get it back to California. But I think this is one little thing they're known for. I know you've probably heard Debbie from Snug Harbor Crafts. Renee has some kind of alerts on her.
It's my Debbie Downer
and
report.
it says
It's
on
my
the-
local news station.
Something about some big crash, like a news flash. So anyway, Debbie said they're kind of known for this, and it's got everything you need to finish on a cute little block. So I got a little Christmas jingle all the way. And I guess they designed these little kits and put them together on the blocks. And I'm going to give this to my daughter Emily to finish. Let's Be Frank, and it's a Frankenstein. And it's got the little hair and everything, and the little bolts on the side. So, they had little packages, like $5 packages of scrap fabric.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So I thought I could do a small or ornament. Oh, they had silks for 30% off. I've never stitched with silk, so I heard it's wonderful. So pretty. I love that purple. I didn't really know what to buy, so I just picked out pretty colors. Where's all my...
We didn't know ahead of time that they would be having a sale, but you know, to find silks 30% off, you can't walk out without look how pretty those are.
And I think that's a deep
And
purple.
you can always use greens and reds and that deep burgundy cream. Yeah. Oh yeah, they're beautiful. Beautiful.
So Gloriana silks. They're out of black. I wanted some black. So I try to pick out like every red I could, because maybe one day do a red sampler. And I know this is a stitch along between a lot of people, the little snow village by Country Cottage Needleworks. And they had, you know, thread pack for that. Okay, that's it.
And I got to back up to Shepherd's Bush because this is one of my favorite things that I got from there, and that I didn't expect to find. I was glad. I knew I left. I wanted to carry travel with just carry on the way out here, and so my suitcase was pretty full. I did not pack a tote bag, and so I decided I would look for a tote bag. And when I got to Shepherd's Bush, look what I found. Oh my gosh. It's a huge zippered tote bag. Let's see. I'll show you what's on. And it's a Utah one. And it
That's pretty.
almost matches Rika's project bag that I got. It's just a little bit different colorway. See, Rika's is kind of in a cream color, and this is more of a light blue, but I just love it. And it's also quilted. Also quilted, and the name on it is that Riley Blake Designs, and I was thrilled about it. And so it's a deep bottom in it. And then also had a matching Notions bag. So it was put to use immediately. So back to, what is it called? The Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. Craft Center Fine Stitchery. So, yes, I love to stitch with silk. If you've never stitched with silk, Shepherd's Bush actually is, they were probably, I think they kit a lot of things. And you can even get you could get smalls that they kit with silks. And I would highly recommend that you start that way and experience it. And I did, and they do incorporate some specialty stitches sometimes, but you should not be afraid of those. I've never seen a chart that they did not explain how to do the stitches, and they're really simple. Tell you what hole to come up in, what hole to go down in. It's just simple as that. There's nothing really complicated or mysterious about it. And that would be a good way for you to experiment with maybe some specialty stitches, or I know they have just straight cross stitch as well, but definitely consider Shepherd's Bush if you want to experiment with some silks on a small scale. But anyway, this is the other place, and they had the 30% off the silks, and I did not have a list of
Craft Center of Fine Stitchery.
yeah, and we're just tired, so there's nothing wrong with their name. There's just something wrong with us.
Or tired.
We're tired, but we did not want to leave without doing FlossTube because we will part ways. So these are just some greens that I picked out because you can always use greens and creams and reds and cranberries. I have bell swaz. And I really thought this cranberries was pretty, and I got a couple of skeins of that because that would be nice, I think, on a just doing some what they call red work. And it is the law that you do a red sampler. Now this is actually, well, I got 3 of them, so I could do something kind of big, and it's looking really dark in this video, but they're not, and it's not really showing the different hues. And here's another Rose of Sharon. It's a little lighter, and I got some blues.
Oh, another cute thing that I noticed in the shop is like the witchy wash. They had
Oh yeah.
made it kind of, what's that, like 3D looking. They had the clothes stitched on perforated paper and on a clothesline, so it kind of projected outward. And some like a prairie schooler with some of the little houses and Santas and all stitched on perforated paper too.
I have a little small I wanted to stitch. This is a Brenda Gervais, yeah, Merry Wishes. And it just calls for several over-dyed cotton threads. And just for fun, I thought while I was there, and what's great about a brick and mortar store is you can walk up and look at the fibers and play with them, experiment, swap things out. Can't do that online. So what I did, I got some wool and some alpaca and some whisper, which are little fuzzy fibers. And I think I may do that with my sheet instead of just over-dyed cotton. I'm going to play with that. And these are always good too if you do a little Santa, or any Christmas stitching. Then sometimes it calls for whisper. That's used a good bit, but these are a little bit finer, the alpaca, and it's not quite so fuzzy. So anyway, wanted to play with those. And I had several pin cushions where they'd taken antique glass and some more vases, little not bud vases, several different kinds of little small vases, and made pin cushions out of them. And they are adorable and so cheap, so inexpensive. I have a little antiques, I call it junkies shop, and I sell a lot of the depression glass, and it's almost like you buy the little piece of glass, and then they've worked it into a nice pin cushion for you at no extra charge. I mean, they really do a beautiful job on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to include, they're all bubble wraps. They were nice enough at the shop to bubble wrap those for me, so they can make the long trip that they have to make. Hopefully they won't break. They're all glass. But I will make sure that they are included when I do a little, include photos of that store. And I'll include photos of all the stores. All the shop owners were very nice and allowed us to photograph and video. So we'll be sure to include that at the end.
They also do framing, and they had some beautiful, everything was framed beautifully. And I think a lot of the local ladies have take their framing projects there. Their projects to be framed. Blech.
And picked up a little fob. They had a number of little
cute.
fobs. It's a little,
Froggy.
wait, I see there, it's a little froggy and it's glass. These were only $5. And I have a special friend I want to send that to. And then these scissors I highly recommend. These were $12. And they're Pre-Max. And I've had a pair of these probably 15 or more years. That I had the same pair, and they're razor sharp. So these are very inexpensive. You can see they're tiny. And I actually hang them from a little chatelaine around my neck. So if I travel, I have them around my neck, and I love these. So those were at the same store, and I picked up one pattern. And this is, remember me, Blackbird Designs, because it's the law. Wait, where do I look? It's the law that you do pick up a Blackbird Designs pattern when you see it. And that's what I did. Now, last, we're not going to call it, it's not a, it's an online shop.
Oh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you describe it? But what we were taken to was it was a warehouse, literally a warehouse with lots of plastic bins and packed wall to wall wonderfulness.
Yeah.
And I'll have photos of that and
Charts galore.
charts galore. It is not something that's advertised on the outside. In fact, I know that Keph said that she didn't know it existed, right?
Yeah,
a lot of the ladies, local ladies, didn't even know it existed here. So
We only had, well, I guess we had a couple of hours to look, but you could stay for days in there looking.
yeah, and we were overwhelmed. In fact, when I offered, like, what can we pull down, let you start, like, digging through tubs of patterns, but they had patterns, fabric, floss, everything. It is a full service, much like 1, 2, 3 Stitch. It's full service. Scissors, work boxes.
I think her name's Cindy Swordley.
Yes.
And Stitchery X.
Stitch. Right?
No, you just said it wrong. I told you, Stitchery Express.
Oh, I
Cindy
wrote it
Sorley.
down wrong. At
Instead
least
of-
I'm consistently wrong.
Okay. They had these cute little ort things there, and you could snap them.
Hold it up. Let me see. All different colors. We just chose reds since Christmas is coming. It's
So
kind
that
of a
was
fun
neat,
thing.
and it's probably good that we needed to be back here by a certain time, or I probably would have done a lot of damage.
I mean, I wish.
I'm like, okay, with that needle and thread, Plum Street. I need those containers, Blackbird.
Yeah.
But afterwards, I'm like, we should ask for this. We should ask for that.
It's you walk in, you're not prepared. If we had known, we'd had a plan. But Rika and some of the other ladies that had gone before said, "You're not going to believe this place."
Yeah.
You know, so
Rika's like, they have every memorabilia chart possible, and
they said they had everyone ever printed.
I think so.
Everyone's still in print. I don't know. They even have some charts that are out of print or no longer in print sometimes.
So when was that, in the 80s, that they had Precious Moments and stuff?
Yes.
I think you can still
She
get
bought out the
Precious Moments. You can get the Pat Carlson's needles.
yes.
Anything.
And I actually stitched Jennifer's son Nate. His birth sampler was a Precious Moments. It is enormous, and every letter had a Precious Moments character on it. I'll have to show it
I used
sometime.
to collect the Precious Moments figurines. But anyway, I'll show you my charts that I did get. So I've seen a lot of people do this.
love
Teresa
that.
Kovac.
I love Teresa
Black
Kovac.
and Jack.
She's so talented.
And so I figured that'd go good with Witchiepoo.
Yeah.
And let's see, Blackbird Designs. They had a couple of crates of those. And I got them all kind of mixed up. Blackbird. And I like Plum Street. Forever and Ever by With That Needle and Thread. The Scarlet House. The Blue Flower.
I'll hold it up so you can see the
Oh,
spring acorns.
And
Autumn acorns.
And I've been eyeballing this one for a while. What's that called? Night Walk Down. Pumpkin Spice. I thought this was cute. I don't have any.
Oh, I started to get that. I'm glad you got it. So I could borrow it.
I have one little ugly
wanted
leprechaun that I stitched one time. I need to finish it.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to tell the leprechaun story
Story.
sometime. We'll
Yeah.
say that.
It's just a big,
We have some
big
focal-
leprechaun. Head.
Focal lore, and we'll show it, and maybe I'll even have our pillows finished that you stitched.
Scary mouse. Oh. And I've done the fall ABC's Little House. So I got the rest of the series, the spring, winter, summer. And was Heather at our table? Didn't she just finish this? Or was it?
Yes. Wait. Yes.
Or was it the other one?
Was it that one or the?
I think
It was either
Heather-
this one or the companion piece to this one.
Yeah.
And my best friend Diana stitched that for me, and I leave it up year round. I love it.
I've been looking at these for a
Yeah.
while.
That must have been the only copy because I didn't see it in there.
And then I've been
I have that one.
eyeballing this for a while.
Oh yeah.
Another blackbird.
I had that box too. I could give you a box. When you come for Christmas, we'll finish the box. Get a box.
More crows. And I like that little witch too. Take one, my pretty. This is My Pretties by Plum Street. And then I saw one of these stitched up at Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. And that was really pretty. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Plum Street. And thanks to Debbie at our table, she was sitting next to me. She enabled me, and I heard one of the other ladies say that they bought this chart after seeing hers. But
And she
was almost done with it.
She essentially had a very small start, and by the end of the retreat, she was nearly complete. She nearly finished it,
it was so cute.
and it was so beautiful. And the ladies at our table were
I just got some little
so nice. Couldn't
Halloween
trick or treat
trick-or-treaters.
other ladies.
And I got a pack of Pat's favorite needles. And that is all, but I could have gotten a lot more but it's good that I was cut off.
Well,
we needed to be back because
it was,
they had a birthday cake waiting on Keph.
and it was a surprise.
It was a
and
surprise.
we rode with Keph.
Keph was our chauffeur.
She was driving, so that was probably a good thing.
Yeah. And Keph got her patterns there too. And Debbie fell dead on the floor when she saw Keff's
That
purchase.
was hilarious. Like literally, she fell on the floor, flat on the floor. What did I do with mine?
And we did witness Keph stitching. So,
I'm trying to figure out where my patterns.
right. We lost some stash. Maybe I have it in my suitcase. Right here? No.
Oh, did you bring them back to the room for me?
Right.
Oh, I have them. Here they are. Here they are. They're just buried. Sorry about that. We do have everything around us. It's just swallowing us whole. Okay, this is what I got from
Got
there.
that. Oh, that you got one that.
Oh, I did, didn't I? I won one thing.
In this-
Jennifer left the room twice at the retreat and won two things. She won a $50 gift certificate from Under the Sea Fabrics, and I even pulled her ticket for her. She won that, and then she won.
Oh,
Yeah, I mentioned her.
are we getting out of line? Yep.
Oh, it didn't matter.
Okay. So,
You can't see that.
how do you get these?
Autumn Lane.
So it says visit us online. Well, it says Etsy.com, Autumn Lane Stitchery.
She won this pattern. She was out of the room. And this is a male designer, and his wife was there, and she sold us.
Oh. Stitchy pants.
Leggings.
You have to be
Stretchy
comfy.
pants.
Well, since you brought that up, should I go ahead and show these?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we got those from her. But her husband
She's
designs. And,
LuLaRoe. LuLaRoe. Yeah, Roe. LuLaRoe. But I noticed Leslie LaFleur, she had the cutest little leggings on all week, and she said, I got them from her. Aren't these cute? These are for my little girl, Emily, because she always has to have something when I go
And
on a
Emily's a
retreat.
stitcher,
And her,
so she needs them.
she's the Emily
some
Rose.
Stretchy. She needs some stretchy pants.
Sarah Rose for Emily. She'll probably wear these every day to school. And aren't these cute? That reminds me of Hotel Transylvania.
Wait, it's got glare.
Little Halloween pants. Then I got, well, I'm not going to take them out of the package, but I got a few pair. Yeah.
Hey, where am I?
On your butt. And there's some ghosts. I put them right next to you.
Oh, okay.
But they feel like butter.
These are little ghost. Stretchy yoga pants.
They
For
look like they
stitching.
should glow in the dark.
For stitching they may. I'm about to test that because we're going to sleep right after this. And so, anyway, back to I won this Blackbird. I won this. So I did. I think probably everyone there won something. And I also, well, I got two in the package. And this one, another Blackbird, Yellow Submarine, did not have either of those. And it's a law that you must have it. So, so that's what I did is when,
According to the cereal starter, right?
according to, yes, the cereal starter, it's a law. And this is at the Craft Center of Fine Stitchery. No, it's not. X that out. At the Stitchery Express. I did write it.
Stitchery
Express. I did write it
Online.
correctly there. And I decided to go after Blackbird designs. I do have a lot of Blackbird designs. I've collected them and stitched them for years. And so these were some of the ones I didn't have. And I was particularly if there were some that were a little bit older. But I do have the series of Halloween stockings, but I did not have the calendar ones. And so I'll quickly show these. So these are stockings for December. Oh, wait, I think these got out of order. Oh well, on with it. This is for the month of November. They were in order. I think when they rang them up, they got out of order. October. And I did purchase a Bonner recommended sewing machine, and I do plan to finish these myself one day. Stitch them first. This is September. March. August. So if you are interested in ordering from the Stitchery Express, you can do so, and we will put that information in our description on our page.
And her prices are
April, comparable to 1, 2, 3 stitch.
They're discounted usually.
Yes.
Oh, I like that.
What is in here? So this must be February. And this is another. This doesn't have a month. These are Christmas. Like a chimney with care. And more Christmas. Crowning the tree. I thought this one was really pretty. Mm-hmm. And it has some of those Algerian eyes there. Those are super easy to do. And then this is Pledge of Affection. On Stonewall Street, this is a pin pillow.
It's pretty.
This one I think is fairly new here. Pumpkins and Bittersweet. There's a little bit of overworn on that one. This one is from 2013. It is called Liberty Eagle Sampler and Pincushion. This is a sampler, and I love the pincushion. And I believe she had a few more copies of that. And this is Agnes Platts Strawberry Sampler, Loose Feathers, Spring 2013. And so it looks like these are this is an original, looks like, and a pin pillow, and this is the sampler, the reproduction. And I'll just open it so you can see the antique. And this is the last one. It's Give Thanks. And I really like that, but even more, I love that little pin pillow right there. I'd like to stitch that. Anything?
I'll show you some of my fabrics I got from Leslie LaFleur, Under the Sea Fabrics. So this was the piece I won. Was a $50 gift card, and I guess the whole piece was like $60. So I just
And it
paid
is
extra
iridescent.
$10. The opalescent, yeah.
Oh, opalescent.
And it's called Whimsical Winter. Well, I got to pick my own fabric. She didn't like tell me which kind to get. I got to pick off the table. But I figured I'd do the big Silver Creek Christmas sampler on here. I think that's what I want to do. And then I got another sparkly. Pretty. Can you see the sparkles? Yeah. This looks like a light blue. And that is opal. Yep.
What do you want to get with your gift certificate?
That's what I got.
Oh,
I asked her if I could go ahead and pick it out, and
Oh, wow.
she said sure. She's
That
like,
was
it's just
convenient.
kind of relieved that people were doing that. I guess other people had won one. What's that? Ain. This is a piece of Lugana opal.
is that kind of a pink or
Is it
Peach-
pinkish white or
peach,
something?
Kind of could be kind of a beachy. Not the best light.
Is that tiramisu?
Ooh, that's pretty.
That was a good, like, neutral.
I'm gonna have to hold that back. Come on.
Washing
back.
it out. Was that kind of brownie, brownish with a like
yeah,
a
little
peach or tan?
lightly rosy tint to a hue, but
Could have put a
brown.
blackbird
That would
on
be.
it.
I could. Yeah,
Could have do a blackbird.
yeah. That's beautiful. That's I mean, that's a good neutral. I think
Then I like this.
it'd be great for one of my samplers.
Properly primitive.
That too.
32 count
Mhm.
linen. Pretty.
Got a piece
Oh.
of fuzz on it. It's
Yeah,
just
have
fuzz.
fuzz. I'm trying to build up my fabric stash because I usually buy a piece of fabric as I want to work on something. Oh, and then my stash from sorry, I forgot where I am. Stitch West. I got one of Jordan's patterns. This was the new one, Frost House.
And I did too.
And
I also
Harvest House.
bought some from Jorden.
And I had to get the fall, y'all.
Yeah.
Because I like saying y'all.
I've got to.
Okay.
Don't you think y'all's kind of universally accepted now?
Well, not a lot of people say it in California, but I still say it. I guess they say you guys. But I'm going to say y'all. Okay, and then, we had some little freebies we got. Jorden Johnson. I wasn't around when she passed these out, but it's a really pretty scissor fob.
That was so sweet. She made, there were 80,
So does she have
between 80 and 100 people at the retreat.
Does she have a shop? It
I
says
think about 80.
Jorden Johnson at Jorden.Stitcher53.
So that's her Instagram then.
Well, it's like some light blues. I don't know if you can see it.
But she made one, so she made over 80 of those.
That was sweet.
That was really sweet. Did she say that was the first time she had made those?
I wasn't actually at the table when she passed them out.
Oh, I picked that up for you too when you were gone.
Oh, and
Made
these
sure you got
cute
one.
little hedgehogs. Somebody passed out.
That was
It's got a cute
also
little
just
button.
a little sweet thing that
It says Stitch West
Wanted-
2019. Witches and stitches and pumpkins and spice. This season is full of all that is nice. Thanks for the stitchy great time. Ray Slade, Ray Stitching Sunshine.
and she just gave
That's
her
cute.
one of those. And she gave us a hug.
Yeah.
And we're huggers. We appreciated that.
Okay, and then so we got our bags from Rika, and there was what are you doing? What are you doing? Studio with doing what? We'll list this at the end. Renee will. What are you doing with no G Studio? And that's Jennifer Bartoluzzi. So I got some needle minders for Emily, my 10-year-old, and some scissor fobs. Oh, that's a sugar skull. And I really like this. It made me think of acorns and threads. The squirrel. And I have a house in Alabama, and it's on Squirrel Drive.
Oh, I dropped some of these.
Oh, and this is for my daughter too. She had these little necklaces. It's a tree. Okay. All right. I think that's all.
And I also got some.
Oh, that's cute.
This is also from What Are You Doing Studio.
And that's the Etsy shop, I
I
guess.
think it just.
That's her Etsy.
Yep. It
What are you
reminded me
doing?
of
Studio.
Deb, because she loves Disney so much. So I thought that would be a nice memento because it's a little Mickey. Mickey needle minder. The color's not coming out very well, is it?
It was
Anyway,
pink.
It's pink and
Not
sparkly.
white.
It's very sparkly, iridescent. And also got 2 fobs. And one's a pumpkin. You know what? Open that one for me, Mom. I should have already had these out. I didn't realize I didn't have them. It's a little pumpkin. And an owl. I love owls. So pretty. We got a hug from her too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we had a great time. So now I have to say bye to my sister. And we'll see each other in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And after a 10-hour car trip, we'll let you know if we're still related. No, we're looking forward to the trip. because we feel like that'll be a beautiful drive, and we'll split it up. And we're really looking forward to meeting those people in the Northwest. Our stitching sisters in the Northwest.
There's one lady we met here that she said she was jealous that we were going to Acorns and Threads because I guess she's gone to the fall retreat before. And her roommate for this retreat was somebody that she met at the Acorns and Threads retreat. And they just, contacted each other, and they shared a room here. So I thought that was neat. So, anyway.
So we're tired. We still don't know where to look. But we
For some reason, my eyes go this way.
We'll figure that out, hopefully.
But you're looking in the right direction.
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we appreciate you joining us, and I hope you stayed with us the entire time. But please do watch some clips from highlights from this weekend, the time that we shared with Deb and Keph, and all of these lovely ladies in Utah, and gentlemen. We got to meet Dave and Kef's husband, Kef's dog, and we also will have some photos from the stores that we visited and the warehouse that we visited. And I hope you enjoyed them, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks or so.
I think she videoed a lot too in the stores.
That's right. So we're going to take a look at her House of Stitch and Stash, and certainly Snug Harbor Crafts. Take a look at that. All right. Bye-bye.
love it. We got another one. Dad. Oh, yeah. Leah, stay right there. What's happening then? What's happening? All right, come on. Leah. Oh my gosh, She worked her fanny off, and I just ordered the food. So, she loves you guys. She loves every time you comment.
I do. Yeah.
It makes the whole year.
So the last thing I did is I made a Christmas ornament on each of you. On your tree, you'll think of us, okay? So,
Chalk Couture, of course.
yeah, chocolate tour. Anyway, I'm gonna pass these out to you guys, and honestly, I hope you all have a Merry Christmas.
Yes. And a happy Halloween.
And a Happy Halloween.